Hey there, I'm not a motivational speaker. If you know me, I'm far from that. But I can tell you that maybe this ends up being a motivational video. Hopefully, at least I hope that is the case because it's certainly not a technical one. So it better be something else. So there are different things that motivate each of us, and those things slightly change during the course of our lives and careers, right? But for the longest of time, from a professional standpoint, I would say the one thing that has singularly kept me motivated for a long time has been no prizes for guessing this. It's Snowpal, right? Everything that we do at Snowpal. Uh, the reason I mentioned that and the reason I even decided to just do this quick video is because there are times and days where you're working on stuff and things it is overwhelming, right? There's like too much to do. There's like a lot to do. And if it's a lot to do and you're reporting to somebody and you're trying to appease someone and just it's money is what all of us need to make money, whatever it is that we do. But for some people, sadly, that could be the only driving factor. So I can speak to you if it is one of you. There's no right or wrong answer, but I'm just saying, this video may not resonate with you, right? But if you're if you belong to the other group, which sometimes I've seen is a group smaller than I would like for it to be, where you work. Sure, we all need to make money, but you work not primarily for the money, but for the learning, but for the interest, but for what piques your interest and motivates you and gets you up and running in the morning, right? Something that you enjoy doing thoroughly. And I want to believe, and I truly think, I hope I am true when I say that I think I belong in that category, because whether I work for a client and I pick up projects off of myself, I don't treat any of these any differently. I try to put my best foot forward, right? Just because this is my only skill and I enjoy building software. All of that is unrelated to the video, but coming back to the video, right? So the motivation. There are days you're actually exhausted, you're tired, you're mentally tired, you want to break, there's too much on your plate, and you feel like maybe I can, narrow the scope down if you have the ability to do that, if you're playing the product owner role and whatever it is, the project you're working on. And even if you did have control, or if you're a developer, an architect, you're trying to take some shortcuts in doing things, because there are days where you are actually tired. Yesterday was one of those days for me, right? What do I do on those days? Maybe this helps you, and I hope it certainly does. There's many options. There's no right or wrong answer. There's no silver bullet, but you either take a break, which is probably a cliche thing to say, and come back and do it, and hopefully maybe it works well for. There is a dog somewhere, so I'm distracted. Apologies. That's fine too. But I've noticed, for me, if I took a break, I probably don't end up enjoying that break regardless. You want to keep going and finish it, right? Maybe you want to take a 5-minute break, grab a cup of tea or whatever it is that gets your, that gives you that space for a little bit of time. But then you get back to whatever it is that you were doing. You re-energize yourself, and you're like, you know what, you have a singular focus. You want to get that thing done. Like yesterday, I'll tell you in particular, I was trying to create, the first step in creating our SDK. I had to port over these 400 endpoints from one place to the other in terms of the repo and the files and directories. It was extremely laborious in terms of the work, right? And if it's pretty much just coding, then it's less exhausting to me personally. But if the activity involves something that's a little bit more mundane or repetitive, that's not the coding heavy, I do get a bit more tired, right? It's just mentally tired, maybe because I don't enjoy it as much as I would enjoy something else. But you can't enjoy everything, meaning you've got to do what you've got to do, whether it's for yourself or for your client. You've made a commitment, and you better do everything in your capacity to make honor that commitment, right? So I was trying to get that done. It took, I had a feeling, because I had to do it endpoint by endpoint, and I knew, if you do I did the math, like it's going to take 3 minutes or n number of minutes per endpoint. I did the math to 400. It's not very encouraging, right? So sometimes you don't do the math because you can come up with some other better, quicker options in solving that stuff. But eventually, I hit the bed after I completed it, right? Whatever I had set out to do. And that's actually very comforting. One, because you back yourself to do it, and two, that kind of sort of it's cyclical, right? It motivates you. That whatever you're motivated, you get something done, you're tired, but you don't give up, you keep doing it, and it comes back and feeds back into the motivation, right? So given that I'm not a motivational speaker, these examples are probably ridiculous and may or may not make sense, but hopefully you get the essence of this monologue, which is do not, I don't want to just say do not give up, because we all know that, right? It's very cliched, but how do you not give up, right? That's the key. There's not a singular simple answer for everybody. It's totally different for each of us. It's different for us, on different days it's different for the same person as well. So but do not give up. It is cliche, but I'm going to say it. Do not give up means not giving up in life, not something dramatic or melodramatic. I'm just saying, do not give up on that activity at that point of time. Just get it done, right? Get it working, and even if it's not perfect, right, you at least know you got it working, and then the next day you take a break, come back, and you can improve it, refactor it, change it, whatnot. But at least you started to do something, and you didn't leave it halfway through. That would be my advice to you, because sometimes you let it go, let it slide, your priorities might change the next day, and then you come back and you never get around to doing this, and then there will be one more tech debt for whatever that is worth, right? And tech debts are extremely annoying. I mean, almost as annoying as actually regular debt, right? And in its own way. So the thing is, regular debt people ought to pay off at some point, I would imagine. But tech debt, you probably never you can get away with not paying it off, really, right? Which is scary. So anyways, this video is longer than I intended for it to be, but I never said I was a man of few words, and if you watch my videos you know better. But hopefully this inspires you even a tiny bit, right? Next time you feel exhausted, tired, feel like pushing it away for later, just if you watch this video, just tell yourself that if Krish can do it, I can do it. Which I'm not kidding, because we've had people literally tell us that. My wife, a friend actually told my wife that, hey, there's something else, nothing to do with software, but regardless, she said there's something that she needed to get done, and she wasn't sure if she had the skill or could get it done. But then she was like, hey, you know what? I saw Krish do it, but if he can do it, I can do it. And I take a lot of pride in that, right? Take a lot of pride in that. Either, I don't know, for whatever reason I do it. It is motivating in its own way. So if I can do it, you certainly can do it. So if I can pull myself through that exhaustion and get stuff done because I committed to doing it, I'm pretty certain you can do as well. That's about it for this video. And before I end it, check out developers.snowpal.com. Start building your product. Use our API. Rely on us as much as you can, because you will not be disappointed. I promise you that. Thank you.